Hello and welcome everyone to this morning's Daily Market Report brought to you on behalf of CommunityFT for all CommunityFT members, in which we are going to take a look at some potential major movements to occur over the next 24 hours. But before we do that, at this point, let us embrace a quick risk warning. So if we can familiarise ourselves with the information in front, engage as much as is possible, simply so that hereafter any decisions you make in your trading are of a fully informed nature. So on the cards for us today, guys, let's take a look at some economies, the value of those economies as is reflected by the value of their currency, and let's also take a look then at some commodities. So what we're looking at in front, folks, is the daily chart of Euro US dollar. Now, if we, have a closer inspection of this, okay, we noticed recently that there was an ascending triangle well established, which recently had its diagonal breached, and that can often be a signal of bullish positions. Now, in order to help us spot that particular, trend on the way, what we could have used is the 55-day exponential moving average in order to signal that short position, confirmation of the same with the stochastic oscillator, which signaled an overbought position a little bit back, okay, so we might have been in that trade, but also the 55-day exponential moving average would have confirmed the same. And then furthermore, or for more confirmation would have been given from the diagonal of the ascending triangle, hence identifying that breach in that, gradient support, which gradually is moving upwards. In terms of looking for intraday positions, guys, there may be some volatility seen or certainly to be expected tomorrow, based on the fact that President Draghi, the President of the European Central Bank, will be speaking tomorrow at some point. So based on that announcement, what he says, how well he manages to allay fears or concerns or expectations of the market participants, we could be looking at a move. Okay, now what we're looking at is the daily chart of sugar. So some quite interesting points certainly have been seen in sugar of late, okay? And I'm going to let you all just briefly identify yourselves or identify those for yourself and familiarise yourselves with the same. Let's talk about them, guys, okay? We had recently, okay, a huge gap in the market, followed at once by this almost perfectly formed bullish move. Now what might that signal? Well, of course, it's either going to signal, guys, a lack of supply, okay, or an over demand, which is more or less the same thing in many ways, in that it adjusts the price. Let's have a look at this though, and let's say to ourselves, given what we've experienced so far with this, would it be fair to assume or speculate on a further rise or a further fall? Well, the best way to estimate that is to look at past behavior. And we notice in the past, okay, soybean has actually been relatively well behaved with regard to these movements. So they might occur explosively and almost violently, as you can see here in this particular patch, and especially here. But when they end, okay, they almost always have done so in a nice smooth manner. So in terms of looking to get in on this position, okay, the commodity channel index is now showing that it's not necessarily in our favor anymore, and this might be coming to an end. Okay, we could have used it initially at this point to indeed jump in on the same when it breached the range to the 100 level on the upside, and then the moving averages we could have used to help us furthermore with identifying the beginning of that trend. So we hope that's been of help, everyone. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We welcome all inquiries. Have a terrific day, and as we say here, keep learning.